After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hi. Welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 147. It is March 23rd, 2015. It is Monday today. Should we say welcome to the Woman Cave? That's not answering my question.
Sure.
Welcome to the Woman Cave. And we allow men as well. But it is, I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico most places.
And I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. What is in your mug? I have
Alcohol.
This is my 1896 tea. If you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I've been talking about this tea. It smells and tastes like a mulled wine. And it is very awesome. I talked to the proprietor today. I went to pick up more because I only grabbed an ounce prior. Now I have 4 ounces. And she said that, yes, you get happy feelings from it. I was like, yes, I noticed that. So I might be incredibly happy during this podcast.
I have my Earl Grey Moonlight, which I really like. It makes me happy. So I'm kind of not doing chai tea in the afternoon for Lent, so as much as possible. So I have it in my Pen, Hook, and Needles cup. And sorry for the slurping, it's hot. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. Thank you for joining us. Glad you are spending some time with us. I know you have a lot going on, especially with the warmer weather. We want to welcome our returning viewers.
What are you going to call them?
Old viewers, yes. Want to welcome our returning viewers who have been
young and old,
male and female, equal opportunity welcome. For all of you, we thank you for joining us again, and we thank all the new people who have come and joined us. And if you're in the shadows, please join us officially, like the 3 I'm going to welcome in a second here. We are inching up toward 450, which is exciting.
It is.
I want to welcome Skein, I think it's actually Skein on Ravelry. I think I mistyped that, which I don't know the name, but...
no, I think it is Skeino Ravelry, because that's...
Oh, Skeino Ravelry, that's right, Skeino Ravelry. Yes, I know it's Skeino. And we'll talk more about Skeino later. There's a person behind it, but I'm not sure which person it is.
Yeah.
So we welcome Skeino Ravelry, all of them, okay? And we welcome Go Jen, who is Jennifer, and Jennifer has a podcast. She's a new podcaster. I think she has 7 episodes up, and she's good. She's really cute. Last time I think it was episode 6, she had her mom on. Her mom's a not a quilter, a rug, what do you do to make, she didn't use the latch hook. She actually does rugs, and they're beautiful. They look like tapestries.
Oh, nice.
So you really should look. I think it's episode 6 of the Go Jam podcast that her mother is on. Her mother, I think, is going to be 80, and she is making these gorgeous, and I hope she doesn't mind that I said that, but she had it on the podcast, so I'm assuming it's okay. She has, and this woman does half marathons and things. I mean, she's
holy crap.
She's amazing. But she makes these wonderful, wonderful rugs. I mean, with flowers and pictures. They look like tapestries. They're absolutely gorgeous. So if you get the chance, check out Go Jen's podcast, specifically episode 6, I think it is. But all the episodes are good.
Whenever I think of tapestry, I think of Dan's mom's tapestry. That is the...
oh, yeah.
Crap. It's the one that is... It comes from... Dan, help me out. Bayou. No, not Bayou.
I don't have pen this time, so you better write everything down.
Oh, it is the... Dan, it's a tapestry from time of William the Conqueror.
You're not shouting loud enough, Dan. War of the Roses? No.
No, well, it's around the same time. It's William the Conqueror. No, War of the Roses is later in history. Same family though. Blast it.
Dan's
I think it's
yelling.
the Bayou. I think it's Bayou Tapestry.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It's the one that they share over in France or something, or
Well,
half of it's in France and half is in England. So I forget. I remember that episode. Dan, you're not shouting loudly enough. You need to write this down because I don't have any pens.
I think it's Bayou Tapestry. Oh, darn it. I wish I could remember.
Anyway, welcome. We don't usually start off with a kind of a kerfuzzle.
Yes, we do.
But anyway,
Don't lie to the viewers.
I never lie. It is in fact the truth as well as I know it.
I'm going to drink my mulled wine.
Good. So, anyway, thank you for joining us, new and returning viewers. We are excited to have our newcomers who have joined us.
Mom, I'm thinking of Thor. Drinking it down and go, another!
Bam! Crash. And if you are still in the shadows, please.
In the showers.
In the showers, yes. Dry off and join us. Fully dressed, please. This is a family-friendly program.
I don't know. I mean, last time,
I can't help what you were wearing or not wearing. Anyway, Heidi said that we should be the naughty. It should have been the naughty episode. I think that's what she said. Heidi from
Maybe you
Undead
should
Yarn.
make sure you quote her properly.
Well, I think we'll look on the thread. I'm not. It's full disclosure. It's on the thread. If I'm wrong, we'll figure it out. But anyway.
Oh, and Farmer Groomy met Heidi at.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
So anyway.
Heidi almost didn't recognize you with your glasses on.
No, and her hair was done a little differently. It looked pretty.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't always look pretty. But it looked.
You want to shuffle?
Okay.
What size shuffle?
It looked a little fuller than normally. I think is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe she had blow dried it instead of just let it air dry. But
You sure you don't want a shovel? I can get you a shovel.
I'm capable of doing it without a shovel. Anyway, yeah. So that's
Heidi, Farmer
basically
Groomy.
welcoming all our people, new and old, and asking those who are in the shadows lurking to join us because we'd love to have you. The sweater long?
Yes, is going strong. I am behind that thread. I've done some catching up on the threads.
I was cut up.
I was really tired last night. I actually went to bed early for me. I felt like crap, actually. Got into some fuzzy pajama pants and fuzzy socks and called it an early night.
Mm-hmm. When I got up at 4 o'clock, she wasn't there. So
yeah, usually I'm up still. So I got somewhat caught up. I minimized my World War I class in one screen, like down on the bottom of the screen, and then I had Ravelry up over here, and I had my chat with my friend in California over there, and I was multitasking. Every once in a while I had to back up my World War I class because I missed something. But I got a little bit done on Ravelry that way. I believe Knitting Diva Sue, you had a question for me. I can't remember what it was.
you'll get.
I will get to your message. It's something to do with testing Timmy. I can't remember what it was.
And we have.
I saw that message about the time I went to bed, and I was just feeling rotten. And I was like, I'll get to it later.
We do have lovely prizes for this wonderful along that we're
yes,
doing. This
we are doing it with. I guess we could still. We're doing it with Kathy, Cat Baby 913.
Mm-hmm.
Previously in that nerd podcast.
Well, she's still the knit nerd group, I believe.
But I don't believe she's podcasting at all anymore.
Yeah,
She's still holding to her commitments for this along, but the podcast is not something that's working with her life right now. Mm-hmm. So she is not going to be doing it.
Podcasting.
Not going to be podcast. She will be finishing up with the along.
Right.
We will miss Kathy, but we want what's best for her.
Right. So hopefully she'll come back if her life allows that later on.
And if not, that's fine. Whatever's best for
Kathy.
So this tea is awesome.
Okay. Prizes?
I was going to
Go ahead.
say that it's been running since January
Mm-hmm.
1st. We do not care when you started it, as long as you work on it at some point during the along.
Mm-hmm.
You can post one. It's the wine.
Prost? She can't hold her teeth.
I can't hold my wine tea. There's no alcohol in this.
That's her story. She's sticking to it. But anyway, you were saying.
What was I saying?
Then we started and finished.
I have this one. It can be started at any point. It does not have to be finished prior to the end of the along. It
Halloween colors.
Joker colors.
These are Emily's colors.
Joker colors.
Emily's the Joker. Emily is Fibertown, Chain of Fools.
AKA
the Joker. I bet Emily didn't even know that.
Well, you know.
She wakes up with these blank spots in her mind.
I'm sorry to break that knowledge to you.
On public podcast world TV.
Anyway, as long as you work on your project at some point during the long, it can count for a prize if you post it in the thread.
Right.
You are allowed one project picture per project per week if you have worked on that project.
A whip project.
Yeah, if you have worked on that project during the week.
Mm-hmm.
If you finish that project during the week and you've already posted a whip picture, you may also post an FO picture.
You have to follow the dots. It reminds me of that singing thing where you follow the little dots. Remember?
I was thinking you were just pulling a Neanderthal thing from the movie last night, where he imitated everything that he
that was
did.
pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched
Night at the Museum.
Night at the Museum number 3, which is actually pretty good.
Secret of the Tomb or Curse of the Tomb or whatever it was.
Something like that.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman was in it.
Yes, I realized who it was. Actually, I said when he introduced himself, I said the name with him.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It was cool.
Yes, it was. Especially the Wolverine reference.
Mm-hmm. Don't say any more, there'll be a spoiler.
So,
back to the program.
Yes. I don't think we need to run through the prizes again.
Actually, we might have to. There's only one week.
I don't have them with me.
I'm not going to run through the showing. I just want to say what they are.
Okay, well, you go ahead because you have them all listed.
Okay, but is there anything else you need to say about it? You have one FO per project per week?
I said that.
No, one whip per project per week, one FO is the FO.
Yeah.
There's only going to be one FO per week.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, maybe they finished 5 projects.
No. I mean, you can't post the FO this week and then post the same FO next week.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, prizes. We have 2 skeins of Mountain Fusion yarn in, I think it's Teton, T-E-T-O-N, in the Moonlight colorway, and that's 102 yards of bulky weight, and that was donated by Mariette, who's Maria Wilhelmina. We have a skein of Malabrigo worsted, 216 yards in the Peach colorway, and that was donated by Bella Socks, who's Aileen. We have 2 skeins of Blue Sky cotton, and these skeins don't have any color names. It's kind of a bluey gray kind of color. It's real pretty, and it's a total of 300 yards, 150 yards each, and that's also by Aileen. 2 skeins of Blue Sky cotton, kind of in a greenish yellow, which is also 300 yards, and by Eileen. We have a skein of Wild Hair Pinnacle Fingering in the Renaissance colorway,
which is really pretty. Mom's worked a project.
Yeah, that's 460 yards of fingering weight. All these yarns are really pretty.
Okay, I'm not using a blank mug. This is my nitpick shit.
You are interrupting.
This is my nitpick mug.
A $25 gift certificate.
Yes, from
George,
our very own George.
10 hours or less, which is good from either the Ravelry shop or his website. If you want buttons.
And you can get his buttons.
His buttons, yes, his buttons. And he will provide the certificate and options for redemption to the winner. CC Knits, who is Carolyn, would also like to offer us a donation. She did offer us a donation of a $15 ebook downloadable from Ravelry, or a combination of 3 patterns if you prefer that. So those
Your
are.
cuff is showing.
It's my Kleenex.
Well, your cuff is showing.
I don't care if my cuff shows. So awesome prizes, awesome donations. We are so lucky. You guys are going to be lucky too to get those prizes when they come along to you. It's hard to send them off. We will. We have to, right? Yes, we have to. Okay, moving into autism awareness. That is in about a week and a half. We will be starting that on April 1st, which is Spy Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
April Fool's Day. There's no joke. We are starting it.
For Spy Wednesday, no joke. Generally, at least in the Catholic Church, I don't know if they do it anywhere else, one of the traditions, small t, not big T.
Not big T.
One of the traditions is to eat, those little pancakes?
Silver dollar pancakes.
The little silver dollar pancakes, to eat those. And I think because of the pieces of silver
Yeah, that Judas
that Judas
was given to betray Jesus. So it's Spy Wednesday, named for Judas, and we eat the little silver dollar pancakes. Now I can't eat 40 silver dollar pancakes, but
no. But
between us, we can between the four of us, we might be able to do it.
I can come pretty close eating.
I can eat about 10 of them, maybe something like that. I like those too. If they're buttermilk, I really like them. But in any event, on Spy Wednesday, which is April 1st, we will be starting the Autism Awareness Cal. It will be knitted or crocheted projects only, no weaving. Somebody had asked me a question, and I will answer it in the thread as well, but I will answer it right now as well. We will have, actually there were a couple questions about autism awareness. I'll try to answer them now as well as in the threads. Bright colors, knitted and crocheted, no weaving, no spinning, no dyeing. We want them to be projects. They have to be bright colors, and we mean bright colors. I know that's kind of subjective, and we will be sort of lenient, but we don't want pastels or neutrals. Heidi's yarn is an exception. It is a sort of between.
I should have grabbed it.
It's sort of between. It's sort of between a pastel and a bright.
Do you have yours out anywhere?
It's right up there. It's kind of.
Oh, I see it. Let me just grab it because I think that will help.
It's kind of a bright pastel, so we're accepting and she developed.
And
she developed it specifically. And Ty doesn't the Worsted one or that's the DK these fingering the fingerings up on the top. See it?
Oh, this one's actually a little brighter.
Yeah.
Ah, yarn down. Yarn down.
My yarn stash. This is the fingering weight. You can see that it's got some pastels that also has the bright pink. Do you see the bright pop of pink and the bright pop of blue and the yellow? It's got a bright pop of yellow along with the pastels. This will be accepted. Heidi developed it specifically for our PHN along, so this will be accepted. This is the DK version.
Although the DK version is just we have the only two.
We have the only two skeins. She's still doing pre-orders for this, as far as I know. I saw it up in her shop when it opened up again today.
Oh, is it up again today? I might get another skein.
She has done a fantastic job.
Because I was thinking of making Davina a poncho out of that.
If you would like to have the 2015 Autism Awareness skein,
keep showing it.
You should go out to her shop as quickly as possible, because I don't know how long she's going to be doing pre-orders, and I can't see what I'm doing because Ty is playing with Etsy.
Okay, I will do it on my Kindle instead.
And this is the DK weight that we have.
I need to pick this up before it goes away.
Somebody had asked if this, pastels or whatever. Please, no pastels except for Heidi's yarn, which has pastels and brights. We want bright colors, at least 3/4 bright colors, with some of the neutrals if you want to, your blacks, your whites, your grays, browns, whatever, but mostly bright. Moving on, it will be running from April 1st through June 30th. April 3 days, September, April, June, and November. April 1st to June 30th. You will be able to have a posting that counts for price, just like we always do. We accept whips and we accept finished objects. The whips must be started no earlier than April 1st. It does not have to be finished by June 30th. We'd like it to be finished, but if you don't finish it, that's okay. You may have one whip per project per week posted, and the finished object whenever it's finished. We have a lot of really nice prizes. We have 6 patterns from Anastasia Zettel. She's doing both knit and crochet, and she's got some really nice stuff out there, particularly if you like open work. I'm not as familiar with her knitting, but I've seen some of it, and it's really pretty as well. And she has some pretty close work crochet as well. Her shawls are really nice. We have 2 Silver Shed medium-sized bags. One was donated by Ann Brody, and one is being donated by us. Ann Brody is the proprietor of Silver Shed, and she has some awesome bags.
Yeah, she does.
We have 2 skeins of yarn that were donated by an anonymous person. I almost said who it was. I can't say who it was because she asked me not to. We also received a donation just yesterday, I believe it was, from Debbie Jackson. And I think that's Deb, your swap partner, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think that is.
I'm not sure. She is donating a $10 less downloadable Ravelry pattern, which is awesome. We have, let's see, Heidi from Undead Yarns is donating 2 skeins from her Undead Yarn shop. And I think she's going to allow you to pick from whatever's in her shop. I'll get back to you on that, or Heidi will get back to us. Heidi, if you could clarify that for me, I can't remember. And then we have yarn donated, yarn that was created by Heidi who's Packing Knits 1.
Yes.
It's a limited edition skein. There's one of them, and that will also be a prize, and that's awesome. So we have wonderful, wonderful prizes coming in. Very exciting. I am amazed and excited about that for you. We have another prize that we will show you, but that has to come later.
And I am just paying for my second skein.
Yeah, I might have to get another skein as well.
Because you remember that, well, those of you who've been with us for a while, remember when I made Davina that poncho that was in the, what was that colorway? It was Blacklight or something? No.
It wasn't Blacklight, it was neon. It was neon. It was from Wild Hair Fibers.
Yeah, it was
neon something.
Yeah, it was
Neon Dreams?
Something like that. And she wears that poncho all the time. And when I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with Heidi's yarn, I thought about making a hat. And I might still make a hat. I'll probably have yarn left over. But I didn't have enough yarn with one skein to make another poncho. And it doesn't matter if the skeins don't quite match because it's variegated. My other one, the skeins didn't quite match either. So Davina doesn't care. Yes, I have my order.
Okay. All right, so we're moving on to WIPs. That is the Autism Awareness. I will try to get to those questions that are in the thread. There are two people in two separate threads.
And our pre-orders are still up for the Autism Awareness, so make sure you snag some. I just did.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Rough drafts. I have 6.
I think I said I ended up having 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, you need to do 2.
I can do 1 on each end.
I was unable to do as much as I want to. My wrist kind of put me out of commission again for the
Yes.
last couple of days, so I haven't been able to do anything.
I had to do more knitting this time around. My wrist was bothering me right along here. I posted in the thread and on the blog and on Facebook. We do have a Facebook group that's Pinhook and Needles. There's one Facebook group for Pinhook and Needles and one for Franciscan Gypsy Designs. So join both of those on Facebook. But I posted in all the various groups some exercises for the wrists, hands, for knitters and crocheters. So if you are having some tiredness,
I had to actually pull back. I did do some work and I regretted it. I've been wearing this.
The one exercise I've been doing a lot is where you stretch your hand up for about 10 seconds and stretch it down like this. As the one site said, you're admiring your manicure, and then I think of this as showing off your ring.
I like the stretch, this one.
That one did, because most of my pain was here. That didn't really help.
I get some tension in my shoulders.
The other one that I did a lot was I would grip here, and you hold for about 90 seconds. And you're just holding. And then you switch positions, you go down farther, and you hold. That does almost instantaneous relief.
It's a pressure point.
And then the other thing you do is you pull up towards your elbow, and that helps as well. But my pain is now gone. I did some knitting and to give myself a break from crocheting, and that helped ease up on the pain. But anyway, I did work a little wrong bag. Silver shed bag.
Yay, silver shed bag.
This is not as full as it should be because the top half of the toy doesn't fit in here anymore. This is...
Well, it's exactly as full as it should be.
This is my silver shed Cats in the News bag. Davina looks for this bag every morning she gets up because she wants to know if her toy got worked on. If you follow me on Facebook, I've been posting about several... I've had to pull back on this toy. My toy's been getting slightly more complicated for designing. Not necessarily for doing. I try to write clear instructions. But on the designing end, I've been adding more shaping, and that's added... I've had to pull back more. It's not just been a matter of, oh, it's done, it's out. I've had to pull back, make it work, this and the other. And Davina will be like, well, I hope it doesn't try on that first cat you did. When I first did the cat, I was trying to do a sitting cat, and it didn't quite work with the shaping I was doing. And it looked kind of ridiculous. And she keeps thinking of that whenever I have to change what I did with a project. And she doesn't necessarily understand that sometimes making a mistake and seeing what doesn't work helps you figure out, okay, that doesn't work. Now I can look for something else that does work. All she knows is she wants her toy, and it's taking a little longer. So her toy has been getting some work. This is not the one that will be hers. She'll get the second one. She wants a toy with blue eyes. This toy does not have blue eyes right now. I have extra Cascade 220 yarn that is blue, and her toy will have blue eyes. But it is getting worked on. I hope to have this out sooner rather than later, but I have to make sure it's working first. I think this will be one that y'all will enjoy.
It's fun. They're cute. Okay. Next one?
No, oh yeah, I'll do an extra one. Next one I won't show either. Ha.
Will you stop making the people annoyed?
My mulled wine.
What do you mean mulled wine?
I might need to have another cup by the time the podcast's over. So, the other thing you can't see, I'm going to pull the head so I can take a look at it and smile at it. Even though you guys can't see it.
I can.
Oops, look at you. Okay, so, this is, well, I can say what it is because you all know what it is. I just don't want to show it in progress. So this is the turtle in testing in my, is it DK or Sport for Heidi? It's DK, I think.
DK. The DK is better yardage for us than the Sport.
This is the undead turtle.
It's not.
He's got all, except for the eyes, he's got all Heidi's yarn. Yeah. I've got the Shire, Treebeard. By the way, Treebeard could almost be called mint and chocolate chip.
Yes, it looks like that.
The way it's working out. You should see it, Heidi. I mean, you will see it, but just not right now. And then the other colorway is Graveyard?
Yes.
I think it's Graveyard.
Yeah, because Gargoyle is what I used on my buddy.
Yeah, so, and then of course the Knit Picks Sport Weight for the eyes. So, this is my undead turtle. It's going to be quite a bit smaller than the worsted weight turtle, I think. So this will be the one I keep, besides which it's my undead turtle, I gotta keep it. Mm-hmm. I really, really, really love how the Shire works up. I may have to pick up some more at some point.
I like the Shire colorway, it's pretty.
And I have a feeling I'm really, really, really going to like the Graveyard. I like the Treebeard, but I really, really like the Shire, and I think I really, really will like the Graveyard. So.
And I made a shawl out of the Shire, Heidi, not a toy.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
So, there we go. And Heidi, I did just pick up an extra skein of the Autism Awareness one for a poncho, not a toy. The DK one is going to be used for a toy.
Yeah.
But
DK one's going to be used for a toy.
So this has only gotten some work this week because my wrist started hurting, and it's a smaller yarn with smaller stitches, and I think the larger movements I had to do for that was hurting my wrist.
Repetitive, too, because you had to, it's cramped.
So, I tried using one of your Crochet Dude hooks, and the way I use the hook, I'm going to have to show something that I've got here. I'll show with the card.
I think I have.
Because the way I hold the hook, where do you hold your hook when you crochet? You see, I hold my hook.
I hold it like this.
You see, when I do it, I'm going to pull out the card and I'll show you. Here's my hook. Okay.
See, I'm not the only one who loses my hook.
Well, no, I stick it in a yarn ball. It's just that I can't see in here.
She lost her hook.
I didn't. It's in here.
She lost her hook.
I did not lose my hook. I know exactly where it is.
You just can't find it. Better start finding it then.
It's exactly where I knew it was.
Then why did it take you so long to find it?
Because it got hidden inside the yarn.
You didn't know where it was.
I just can't remember which yarn ball I stuck it in. At least I stick it in a yarn ball. So what I do And I don't know if this probably is why my stitches are a little tighter than yours. I'll probably pull back after these couple stitches because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be doing that at this point. So what I do is I actually keep my finger on my loop.
Why?
I do. I keep my finger on my loop. Actually, I'm going to put you on guys and pause and let you guys see what I'm talking about. Hold on. So what I do is I keep my finger on my loop. I go in, come out, my finger's still on my loop. I yarn over, and then I go through the two loops. So my finger never leaves my loop.
Oh, mine, look, I'm similar.
All right, let me pull back, and I'll put me in pause and have it look over at you. Hold on.
I can't do much with this, but we'll see. I am holding the loop, and I switch over to the second loop. Pull it back. See, I'm holding my loops. So, I do hold my loop.
Huh.
I didn't realize that.
But you hold your finger a lot farther down.
Yeah.
Whereas let me put this on hold. Whereas when I hold it, you see, you hold it a lot farther down. I actually hold right close to the hook the entire time.
I kind of do that too. I mean, see? My finger's right here.
Yeah, but your other fingers are farther down.
Well, you don't have this
Yeah.
hand.
That I tried borrowing one of your crochet do hooks last night, and it just drove me nuts. I had to stop because I felt like it was affecting the way I did my stitches. I wonder if partially because where you hold your hook for the crochet do hook makes your stitches a little looser.
I don't know.
It's just a theory.
I don't know.
I have a theory. Okay, I'm going to put us on pause and turn it back around. Okay, we're back.
Okay, we're back. All right, so after that
Impromptu
little bit of moving back and forth, if you hear any noises, Davina's out of the shower, so hopefully she'll remember that we are recording. All right.
But Dad is here as well.
Yes, he is. He's off today. All right. My project, I did not work very much on this. By the time I got to it, my wrist was starting to hurt, so I didn't do much. I did change color on my What's in a Square blanket.
But yeah, what I was about to say about the wrist, because that's what led to it, before you go on, was that I can't use crochet do hooks because I go too close to the edge of the hook.
Do that.
I try. It's not comfortable.
Yeah. Well.
So I have to take a break sometimes from the smaller hook because I can actually feel. Last night I could kind of feel the little bit of stress here when I was using the smaller hook. Whereas when I switched over to the toy designing, which is being done with a larger hook right now, my wrist was okay.
So I didn't do much with this. I finished this blue here, and it started this darker blue. That's basically, I think I did maybe a couple rows plus a little bit. It's still growing, but I didn't do a whole lot. This is the back, and it's the log cabin blanket. It's my own, design, one log at a time. Every time I switch colors, I fasten off and then turn it and do the other side and do another log.
Did you end up leaving at any ends?
No, I didn't.
Now, you were talking about possibly next time doing, like, something with posts or something for?
Yeah, I was thinking that, I'm not sure if it's going to be the next one or the one after that, but I was thinking that every time I do a log, not where I join the colors because there's too much fiddliness, but on the row after that, doing post stitches and seeing how that turns out. I think it might be a spiral effect, or maybe it'll just be squares within squares. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see it, and it just kind of intrigues me, so I might do that. I'm using an eye hook, and the yarn is all worsted weight. It's scrap yarn. The only one that's not worsted weight is one of the yarns close to the center, which is one of the shawls I made, which is fingering weight held together.
Mine's all sorts of weight.
And it's living in my Vera Bradley, my Vera Bradley bag. It's this bag here.
Don't knock over tea.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, so, I actually got some more, well, you saw part of the cardinal, so I'm going to show that. Actually, there's an interesting story about why I worked on this one. I wasn't planning on working on this one. But I got a whim the other night, and most of you guys have probably already seen it. This will probably be something that ends up being on all my patterns from now on, and I'll probably go back to the old patterns and put it on it as well. I created a tutorial video about how to do my crocheted eyes. I know, or the color changes for my crocheted eyes. I know I've had a lot of questions about how I do it. I do not strand yarn because I feel like it pulls in the eyes and makes them pucker when you...
For the toys.
For the toys. When you stuff the toy. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, I strand all the time. But for my toys, I find that it just makes things more difficult. So, the Cardinal was the only one of my toys that was not in testing and was not a dark color. I mean, I guess I could have done the turtle, but I didn't really want to.
You didn't want to show the turtle.
Yeah, exactly. And then my other toys in dark colors, plus it's not even released.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinal was bright colors. It shows up easily. I mean, as you just saw when I turned this screen around, you can see stitches on that thing. So I created a false eye on the bottom, which I tore out later.
No, he still has the eye.
He's a third eye, but it's on his bottom. So
he can what? Study himself? I don't know. Study his perch.
So here's the little birdie head. Yeah, but yeah, there is a tutorial video on YouTube, in the group, on Facebook, in the blog, and it will be on every single one of my patterns. I just have not added it to the old ones yet. And it will be in the later releases. So there's a head. That one's been done for a while. I found the crest the other day when I was in here. So that's done. And I know the beak's done. Yeah, here's the crest. So what I have left to do is I have to finish the body. I have to finish the body. I have 2 wings to do. I have 2 feet. And I have a tail. So, progress is being made. Slowly but surely. This is not my main focus. It does not have a time limit. I do it when I want to.
What is the bag?
The bag is my autism awareness. And this is the puzzle pieces. Knitting's my bag. Did we say that it mattered when we started the projects for autism awareness?
April 1st.
Okay. Because not everything's like the sweater long wear. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
But it doesn't have to be finished. Because we are accepting, since we're accepting whips, it doesn't matter when it's finished.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. My next project is, I can't show it to you. It is my test. Well, it's from the test pattern. It's in my Knitting's My Bag.
She started another one. You saw the yarn last week.
I showed you the yarn. Yeah, I showed the yarn last week. Yes.
And she doesn't even have the mold line teeth.
No. I can't show it to you. I was working on it, but my wrist started bothering me too much. It's too small around for me to use it. So I hope to get to working on it sometime next week again. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. Franciscan Gypsy Designs, my little turtle.
Yes. So, next one. Which one do I want to show? Oh, this one. This one won't get thrown. It'll have to be sitting next to me because I need use of the pen. Got a little bit of work done on Thor, which is my Diana's hat pattern.
Oh, you get, yeah, that's really good. Oh, the colors look nice.
Yes, I love these colors. It is Cascade Paints, Heritage Paints in the Thunder colorway.
It is beautiful. I just love that color.
I'm getting close to where the decreases need to be done. Hold on, it needs to focus.
So pretty.
You would see some of the blue.
Focus.
There we go.
It's really pretty.
You can see some of the blue there. It's grays and blues. It's very much like thundering clouds.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it's sort of stripes, but it really looks, because it's so dark, it just looks tonal.
Well, it's not really stripes. It's because you can see where it ends.
Yeah, I guess it's more pooly, kind of, sort of. It's very pretty.
Yeah, it's variegated is what it
I
is.
love it.
So,
But it's one of those variegates that doesn't bother you. Because
well, it's because the changes are subtle.
yes, they are subtle.
But yes, that has been getting some work.
All right, my next project is my spring shawl, my spring thaw shawl, and I think it's in here. Let's see, in my large silver shed at bag.
AT-AT. Oh, and even though you have Pharmakarumi on your side, I have Maureen on my
Maureen
side.
said that she couldn't say ATST if she said at. I have no problem saying at and ATST.
Well, she says AT-AT.
I know, but she was talking about the other one.
It's okay, Maureen. You're on my side.
What sides? See how divisive she is?
You have Mary, I have Maureen.
Uh-huh. Okay. Anyway, this is in my at bag.
AT-AT.
It is. That is how you spell at.
AT-AT.
This is the Spring Thaw Shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And I'm using, I'm supposedly doing this for Heidi's Undead Yarns shawl along.
Is it just Victorian Studio or Victorian Studio Designs?
I think her RAV is just Victorian Studio.
Okay, I can't remember.
It's getting big. I mean, it's, you can see it as a caplet or a little shawlette now.
It's really pretty.
But
is there a little bit of purple in that? Or is that
kind of a periwinkle? It's a periwinkle kind of color. Blue.
I think your clothes really bring out the purplish shade.
Yeah, because I'm wearing purple. But it's very pretty. This is Reflections at Rockland.
You picked that up a long time ago.
I got this at my first Maryland Sheep and Wool 2 years ago.
I'm really psyched I'm going to be able to make it to
the one that
Sheep
I saw
and Wool
Emily the first time. Emily, keep your phone on. Okay?
Because she knows how to call you.
Yes, I have a phone and I know how to use it. We missed each other. I mean, we saw each other, and then we missed each other at the podcasting meetup. I hope that she is able to find the wheel or what. I think she was looking for, loom. I think she was looking for a loom. I hope she can find it before the auction so she doesn't have to go to the auction. So she can go to the podcasting meetup, because you need to meet her. Well, you have met her in person.
I met her in person once.
Yeah. She's hysterical. She makes me laugh. But anyway.
Because we have a picture of the three of us together.
That's right, we do.
For my first Shenandoah.
We do, first Shenandoah.
Because we didn't have a podcast meetup for the second one.
No, the second Shenandoah, we didn't have a meetup at all, really. We just
we saw a couple of people.
Yeah, there wasn't a meetup.
No, there wasn't a meetup.
We had a meetup at the one of the tables, so it was a lot. Shenandoah had grown a bit that second time, not a whole lot, but enough that they didn't have the table set out. They just had the lunch tables, which is nice. It's not as big as Shenandoah, which is perfect.
Right.
But it was a little bit bigger, which was nice.
And we had a blast.
Oh, we had a fantastic time. I'm enjoying this project very much. This is Anastasia Zattel's pattern, one of the ones that you could potentially win if you wanted to choose it. I'm using an F hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter, as I said, Reflections at Rockland, and it's a fingering weight. And I don't know the color. I don't think it had a color on it.
Just ignore me, I'm choking and dying.
No, I don't think it had a color. Oh, here, let me see. Oops. It is.
I think, do they only sell their stuff at festivals? Because I know Flock Brazona
they have. You can get their stuff at www.rocklands.com.
We'll have to look for Flock Brazonas at
they didn't have a website.
Maryland Sheep and Wool, because they don't have a website.
They don't have a website.
And you can only get them at the festival.
And they
have lovely yarn.
I haven't used the yarn yet.
Oh
but I've
my gosh, you need to use their yarn.
And
their silk mix.
I have like 5 skeins of their yarn.
The first Diana's hat I made was out of their yarn, and it's still one of my favorites because it drapes really nice. I picked up more of that colorway to make a matching Zuzu's petals. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, and it's in the same base and everything. It's gorgeous. But they only sell at the festivals. Flock Brazonas.
Yeah. They're very good.
He does the selling. She does like the dyeing and stuff.
I think so, and I think they have an actual farm or something like that. Just
I look for him. He's a taller guy with a beard.
I've never really seen him standing up. He's always been sitting.
Yeah, I guess he has always been sitting.
But it's neat because they have things like dragonfly fibers and stuff. They have things that are knitted or crocheted up.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's knitted up, but you get an idea of how it's going to work out, which is really nice.
But yeah, I would totally say look for him
Mm-hmm.
because you can't get it anywhere else but at the festivals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they go to Maryland. I know that he goes to Shenandoah.
Yeah.
And he's one of the ones I try to hit. He was, I think, my first purchase at Shenandoah.
Well,
the first
I don't
year.
know because I was in class that first year.
Yeah. He was the first one I hit up.
Your turn.
I know, I'm trying to finish this row, which is why I'm blathering.
Yes, blather.
This is Scrap Log Cabin Blankets, which is not a pattern. It's
a non-pattern.
Yeah, I saw what everyone else did and was like, well, I'm not going to buy a pattern for that, and I just did my own thing.
I didn't like the way the pattern that I had worked up, so I said I'm going to do it my way.
So I got a little more done in this color. I have a mixture of bulky and DK and worsted. The only thing I don't have in here is fingering. This is mostly like yarns I've used from sweaters, and this one up here is Undead yarn. It's not gargoyle. It's
That's roadkill.
It's roadkill, but it was like a roadkill of a gargoyle. And that's the DK weight. Underneath is the lovely Madtosh Tort. And this here, this was Miracle Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Spun honey. This was
Spun
lovely.
honey gold, something like that. It's gorgeous.
This is a lovely color. Can you imagine these two worked together?
I like a sweater in this.
Oh.
A sweater would be pretty in this.
These two in the same project would be gorgeous.
See, I like the Miss Babs Tart, Miss Babs Vlad, and the gray that I think it's slate.
Speaking of gray, I think this is the gray for my first bunny, and my first kitty. So this blanket has a lot of memories in it. It's not growing nearly as quickly as mom's. For one thing, I don't work on it as much as mom works on hers.
I don't work on it that much.
For another thing, my stitches aren't quite as big because this is knitted.
Yeah.
So whereas she has like almost a full-size blanket going on, I still have a little lap blanket. But I do have the tendency to take this out and just lay it on my lap when I'm working on other things because I get cold. And I do love this thing.
It's very pretty. I'm
still mad that my hand spun that I did, this is my little bit of hand spun, it puckers the middle of the blanket, and it makes me mad. If I had to do it again, I would not put my hand spun in here.
Or soften it up before you do.
Yeah, it pulls it too tight and ruins the rest of the blanket. But, oh well. That's my little bit of hand spun right there. The blue.
It's a pretty color.
It's a pretty color, but...
Is that Beast?
No, I never finished the Beast.
Or was that one of your samples?
This is one of my samples. It came with one of my spindles. I'm not a very good spinner. It's very thick, very nasty yarn that I made out of it. But it's in here. It's puckering the rest of the blanket. It makes me mad.
It's crying.
That's okay. It makes me cry too. But it's a pretty color. I just wouldn't use hand spun in a blanket again. I'm just not very good at it. It's not something I enjoy, and it's ruining the rest of my blanket.
It takes too much time.
It does, and I don't have enough time with the designing and such. Yeah. I don't know how you make time for everything.
I don't have time even without designing.
Emily's
amazing.
Indeed.
Okay.
Your turn.
In my Ploverbird, we have a variety of bags today.
Yes, we do.
My Ploverbird tea time bag. This reminds me of England. Kay and Dan and Tilly Trotter.
Denise.
Poor Denise is never going to live that down between us and the Bakery Bears.
Did they pick on her about it too? I haven't caught up yet. Because last night I was watching all World War I.
Well, I only saw a little bit. I didn't do too much on the sweater, but enough that I can... This is my Ocean Drift sweater. It's from the Masonry Jacket pattern by Kira Dulani, and this was gifted to me in a pattern swap, and I forget who gifted it to me. I have to go back and look. But she saw that I wanted it, and she got it for me. And I can see kind of now what the increases are doing. It now folds back very well like this to be around the neck. And it's the yarn, I love the way it works up. It's a little it's got a bit, I guess it's called a halo when it's got a little bit of that fuzz. So sometimes it makes it hard to see the stitches. But other than that, it's not that difficult to work with. And I love the colors, and I love the way it's working out so far. I'm kind of just trusting the pattern with the little waviness. But I think it's because it's starting onto the yoke where it's going to, you know, fold over and start going down the back and all that. I may have some questions later on about where the yoke begins for this, because they want me to do a certain number of inches from where the yoke begins, and I'm not sure where that is. I'm hoping it'll tell me in the pattern. I'm using an F hook and a G hook instead of an H and a G hook, as they need it, because that's how I got gauged. And I'm using Plymouth yarn in the Encore Color Spun Worsted in the Ocean Drift colorway, hence the name of the project.
Quick note, because something you said made me remember what Family Diva's question was.
Oh, okay.
I had to hold it the entire time you were talking because it came to me like that. You asked me, Sue, if it mattered what worsted weight yarn you use, and if it mattered what hook you use. I don't care if you normally use an F hook to go down. That's fine. Yardage, what yardage you use is not really that important to me. You don't need to get out your nitty-knotty or anything and measure exactly. What's more important to me than even the yardage you use, because I measure my own yarn, what's most important to me is, for the test of the turtle, is what you rate the pattern's difficulty as, and what you, any mistakes you might find, typos, things that can be made more clear.
Rows missing.
I fixed that already.
I know.
But that kind of thing. That's what's most important to me. Your yardage, yeah, you can tell me you approximately use.
It's nice if you're using a DK or something.
Yeah, you can tell me. Well, I'm doing a DK one anyway, so if you could tell me, like, I use so many balls, it's great. But
rounding up tie, I mean, if they use 1.5, say 2 balls. Yeah.
I'm not really anal about yardage for that. I don't care what worsted weight you use. If you don't like using Red Heart, that's fine. I don't use Red Heart either. I use Knit Picks or Cascade or
Heidi's.
Or Heidi's. So
Heidi's going to shoot us through the screen.
I'm pretty yeah, whatever yarn you want to use, whatever hook, just let me know so I have a general idea. So if someone asks questions, I can say, oh yeah, well my testers used this with this hook, and this is what she did, approximately. That's all. I'm really pretty easy to please as a designer. I'm just happy that someone's working my pattern, to be quite honest with you. I still get excited when I see someone's worked it or picked it up or whatever. So
that probably will never change.
That probably will never change.
Next project.
Yes. Went over that. The next one, I actually got, I think, about 4 rows done on the Fisherman's Cardigan. This is a Sarah pattern by Jennifer Hagen. I am using Baroque Comfort Chunky in the Barley colorway.
I love this. It's soft and it's warm.
I think I'm a little over 10 inches for the body. I need to be about 15.5.
I want one. I want this in a blanket. This is warm and soft and squishy.
It does get a little splitty, but the result is quite lovely for the sweater.
This is going to wear like those traditional sweaters too, where they kind of get the little pills and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's going to look really nice.
So the idea was I wanted like kind of classical fisherman's cardigan, but I didn't want a pullover. So I found this sweater. And
yeah, they're too hot. You have to be able to remove them if you want to.
I absolutely love the way the cables are working up. I only generally work about 2 rows at a time because there's like 3 charts for each row. Yeah, 3 charts.
No, rows across this way, right?
Yeah, rows across this way.
What I'm saying is you have a chart. Do you have a chart that's for this?
Okay, each marker marks a chart.
That's what I was wondering.
Chart here.
Middle portion.
Chart here.
And chart there.
Chart there. It's right front, back, and left front.
Chart. That's what I thought. Okay.
So, And then when I get to the sleeves, there's another chart for the sleeves. So this one doesn't move very quickly just because I don't work on it a whole lot.
See, Allison, she's recovering from the sweater frog, would you call it the frog, sweater frog of 2014?
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, she's recovering, Allison.
For y'all who are newer members, I had frogged an almost complete sweater.
My sweater.
In 2014, it was the Lush. I had made it a size too small for Mom, and Davina didn't want it. I wasn't going to push it on her.
No, she wouldn't wear it.
There was no sense in putting that much work into it and wasting all that Miss Babs yarn if she didn't really like the sweater. So I ripped it back. I was almost done with the second sleeve, and then the sweater would have been done. So,
yeah,
that was an almost complete sweater.
It made me cry.
So, yeah, that was a lot of work.
Figuratively. Okay. Anything else for that?
Nope.
Okay.
But at least I still have the yarn for that.
Yes, it is gorgeous yarn.
I just haven't been able to bring myself to work another sweater with that yarn right away.
Yeah. Okay, my next project is in my Lois Angel bag.
And that was my Creepy Llamas bag
Cloverbird.
by Cloverbird. And it's actually cute.
This is my Knitting's My Bag, Angel's bag. That is Lois' large sweater bag, one of her earlier ones.
Sorry, drop stitch.
And this, I was very close to finishing the body when I had to stop crocheting. Oh, there's my hook. Okay. I am almost done with, well, actually I am done with the repeats. I'm done with the bobble repeats. So I'm getting ready to do, if you can see that bottom section that looks like a border, that's what I'm doing right now on the top.
Are you on the, whatever this is called?
No, I'm on the equivalent of right here. Right here.
Right underneath the bobble.
Right underneath the bobbles. So I have a few, I think it's like 3 or 4 rows of that. Then I have this, I can't remember if this is an X stitch or if it's
Post.
a post
It
that's
looks
slanted.
like it's
I think it's an X stitch. But so I have about 10 or 15 rows to do on that, and then I will turn it and start the edges. Start this edge and then turn it and start the other edge, and it'll be done. I really like this. My husband likes this. I have people who like this on the podcast group, which is exciting. In fact, somebody had actually started one. I'm really happy about that. They told me on YouTube. So this is really cool. This yarn came from the bottom of the hill, and
the store at the bottom of the hill.
The store at the bottom of the hill. Then we have a forest of yarn trees at the bottom of the hill.
Well, you see, I think of bottom of the hill. For some reason, then I thought of Underhill.
Oh,
and then I think of the
Baggins.
Shire.
Yes, Bilbo Baggins. So it's Heidi's yarn.
Not quite.
But anyway, this is Woolies, I think. This is...
I believe you might be right. It might be Woolies.
It's a Friendship Shawl pattern by Kim Guzman. Lion Brand Woolies. Twists. I think it's Heathers and Twists. Solids. In the Fisherman colorway. And this is, I think it's an Aran weight.
And that's the yarn that made me want to go and pick up something to make a fisherman's cardigan out.
I just love this. It's so pretty, and it holds the stitches so well. I'm looking forward to working on this when I can and finishing it up. Put that in there.
So I guess it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Next. Did I never see the cardinal one? Oh.
What?
Which one is this? Oh, this is the yarn for the project I haven't started yet. This is the yarn for the design that's in sketching. But I'm not going to start this one until
the other one
is in testing.
In real testing.
In real testing. So
you don't get to see that.
The yarn is all together for this toy. The sketch is all done. The second sketch is all done. But it is not being worked out yet. The hook's in here and everything, and I have all my colors. It's not there. I think I might need to put white in here, though.
No, you can do that later.
Yeah, I need to put white in here. So, I can steal the white from the cardinal.
Okay, so you have a project?
Yes. In the TARDIS bag by Ploverbird, and I do not know if Ploverbird's shop is open again yet.
I checked it the day before yesterday. I think I checked it Sunday or Saturday. It was still closed.
So, this is, and I love the inside of this bag.
That's cool.
This is the Obsidian. It's a calligraphy cardigan by Hannah Fettig. I said it right this time.
Mm-hmm.
Using Miss Babs Yellow with a skein in the colorway Obsidian. This yarn the color tends to come off on my hands just a little bit. And got a little bit of work. I actually think I worked more on the white sweater than I did on this one.
You can see progress though.
Yeah.
With the sleeves here. Or for the caps for the sleeves.
Yeah, I'm headed.
Shoulder.
I'm headed into the.
It stands up all on its own almost.
Yeah.
I want to drink your blood. He does not say blah 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 blah.
There is my collar.
I think Heidi needs to do some yarn from Hotel Transylvania.
I am not looking forward to the sequel or whatever that was.
No,
I'm sure that'll be stupid.
I don't want a sequel, but I want you, Heidi. Think about some colorways for the blah 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 blah. Yeah, blah 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 should be a colorway from.
Will it be like speckled red or something?
No, I don't think so. Maybe some kind of red and black. I don't know. And white.
But
she'll figure it out. That goofy kid.
There we go. The sweater basically looks the same as it has been, just because I haven't made any real significant progress. It won't really be significant until I get to the bottom, where I have to start putting the sleeves on waist yarn. It's a nice, simple project. It'll be just basically a nice, simple cardigan, which is what I wanted. These are my Jane Knits.
Stitch markers?
Stitch markers.
CJ Knits?
I think it's CJ Knits, yeah.
Those are pretty.
As Jane spelled the way the character in Firefly is spelled, Jayne, which is a girl's name.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can see him going.
Well, he got kind of crude about it.
Yes.
Because he does that.
Yes. Okay.
Well, he couldn't handle that someone said his name was a girl's name.
Even if it's not his first name.
It is his first name.
Oh, is it? I thought Janeway was his last. I thought it was Janeway.
No, it's Jane Cobb.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. He's a little girl.
Oh, his third quote comes to my mind. So, yes, TARDIS bag flying.
And yet another of our people that we like to buy bags from. This is a Kikiboo bag. This is Denise from the Knitting Den podcast. And her shop is closed as well at the moment.
She had an update.
She had an update, but everything was gone before I got there. Oh, I lost my owl. It came off again.
It went away?
Oh,
You'll find it.
my owl went away. I must have caught it on something. I see the bubble pill owl.
We'll have to look for it later.
Yeah, okay. All right, this is my Into the Woods scarf from the Surabelle scarf pattern by Sarah Sweetheart, and I'm using an H hook. It's a 5mm. I didn't make a whole lot of progress on this, but I made some.
And what yarn is that?
This is Heather's Lion Brand. Lion Brand. I can't see it.
Oh, you don't have it written down?
I don't have it written down.
It's Lion Brand. I've never used this yarn. Why should I be remembering it? Because Ken was using it.
Kenneth was using it. It is Lion Brand Heartland. I knew it was H. I wanted to say Heathers and Twists, but I knew it wasn't right. It's Lion Brand Heartland, which I really, really like this yarn.
I've never used it, but it works up lovely.
It's beautiful. I've used
that. Makes me think of spun gold.
Yeah, it does. But this is actually not the gold. This is Joshua Tree. I made one in gold that I was going to give away, and decided I was going to keep it because it's so pretty.
You're right. That's more coppery.
This is Joshua Tree, so it's a green, but it looks like it has copper tinge to it, and I just love this pattern. It's so pretty. And this is probably going to go to charity.
Well, we're planning on having a table. I need to contact the guy when it gets a little closer.
Right.
For our craft festival around Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are talking about Christmas.
Yeah, well, we have to plan because we're going to be making a bunch of patterns. Not a bunch of patterns. We're going to be making a bunch of things to go on that table.
To benefit either the pregnancy center or whatever, right?
Yeah. Probably the pregnancy center.
Mm-hmm.
Just get the proceeds to that.
Yeah. But the I was going to say something about this and I forget what it was. I don't know. Anyway, it is a fun pattern. It doesn't take very long. This is like my 12th or 15th or something like that of this pattern. It works up very well. It's a free pattern. And every color I've done it in has worked up really pretty. I haven't done it in red yet. I tried it in
I thought you did do it in red.
I pulled it out.
Oh, okay.
I think it was the type of red I had. I think that it looks really nice, but I think it has to be in certain, it works up better in certain yarns than others. Mm-hmm. Most yarns, but the one I used, I think it was maybe Red Heart or something, and it didn't, it was too stiff or something. It works up really pretty. The pattern lends itself to having subtle variations kind of pop out at you.
It would be really pretty, I'm sure, in the Heartland red.
Yes, I think it would. I just loved it. I had to stop myself from picking up every Heartland they had on the shelf because I said, well, let me just do 2 or 3 of them and then I'll come back and get the rest of it. So it is in my bag. Not my knitting, my bag. My knitting den, Kiki-Boo bag. Owl bag. And it flies because it's an owl. Okay.
So, the last one I have to show is my Silver Shed turtles.
Frogs.
These are frogs, not turtles.
Tilly, look away. Look away.
And they're really cute.
They're cute turtles, Tilly.
They're not turtles.
I mean frogs. Yes. They're cute frogs, Tilly. Cute.
Look at them.
They have pretty colors. They're rainbow frogs.
I really like
Who
this
think they're
guy.
turtles? Because I keep wanting to call them turtles, just like I want to call the cardinal an owl.
So,
it has chevrons inside.
yes, it does.
Bubbles.
She's actually seeing bubbles. She's not just crazy. At least she didn't start reaching for them this time. The bubbles are gone now, so if she's reaching for them, she really is seeing things that aren't there. This is my nighttime reading shawl, which is the Gaskell pattern by Sarah Jordan. I'm using Brown Sheep Lamb's Pride worsted in the colorway Charcoal Heather. And it was Sandra, who's Googly Eyes Yarn, who gave me the suggestion of when it's done and I wash it to block it, to use some conditioner to soften it. So hopefully that'll help. And I'll let you know if it helps or not. I am almost at the neck point because it's supposed to go up around the neck to provide a little warmth to the neck.
I think you're about a third of the way through, we figured.
Yeah, something like that. A little more than a third because the neck section is not nearly as long as this. So I have a few more rows.
Will this block all right? I mean, so it stretches a little longer?
Yeah, I think
so. It's got some stretch to it.
And it's going to be still fairly...
That's garter stitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still going to be fairly long. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Very pretty.
So...
It doesn't have very long of a wingspan, though.
Well, I still have...
Well, the way you were measuring it, what is the wingspan and what is the...
This is the height.
That's the height?
That's the height.
Okay.
And I have 4 rows before the neck, and then
it'll be wide enough.
Then there's like 10 rows at least in the neck. So,
because I really prefer my shawls to have a lot of wrapping.
Yeah, no, when you look at the picture, it wraps fairly well. So I think it ends up like right here, at least.
Pretty.
So,
very pretty.
And it's supposed to be more around my shoulders than anything else. So, it's gotten a fair amount of work on it. And I'm looking forward to getting in the neck.
Excuse me.
It's been a fun pattern because it's all garter stitch. I know I had to take back one whole row because I wasn't paying attention one night, and I did a purl row.
Yeah, are you doing purl now?
No purl.
Okay,
I just wasn't paying attention.
I was watching Dan and Kay. I haven't completed the new Bakery Bears yet, But in that time period,
I think I messed up watching Dan and Kay, actually.
in that time period, he messed up one stitch, and Kay had to tink it back for him. It made me feel better.
Dan, my dear, you do have to learn how to tink back.
I can tink back one, Dan.
Oh, poor Dan. We love you.
We hug Dan. He knows we do. They make me laugh. I love the beginning of their newest
Flying
podcast.
frogs.
I love their going all over the place, Hadrian's Wall and all that. That's
I haven't
great.
made to Hadrian's Wall yet.
I think the beginning of the podcast, is on Hadrian's Wall. I have to go back and check.
And Kay's shawl is out now. And
Oh, it is?
available. Yes, it was last night. I would have told you, but I went to bed early.
Kay needs to do a simple knit one. You have to do one, Kay, that Tanya from Sampler Girl podcast, we like simple that looks hard. So I'm putting in my order now, simple that looks hard.
Because it looks a little bit past what Mom's comfortable with right now. I think, I know I want to do, I have too many things on the needles right now. I need to get some things off before I can start that. But I bought the pattern.
I want to do that one, but I think I'm going to try and do Tanya's first, her raspberry cordial, because Tanya said it's easy, because Tanya seems to know what easy is, and it looks pretty. I think Kay's is a little above my skill level at this point.
Knowing what your comfort level is, I would say that probably is past your comfort level right now with the twisted rib.
Stitches, twisted ribs. Okay. Do you have another project or an FO?
I do not have another project, and I have no FO.
Okay.
I have not had an FO for weeks.
I have an FO that wasn't even on the hook last week. This FO took me one day, and that's because I started, one of my FOs that took me like half an hour is in the kitchen. It's a little washcloth, and it's got soap and water on it, and you don't want to see that. But the other one, I started it last night, and the only reason I didn't finish it was because I started it too late. Actually, I guess I started it Saturday night.
I need more mulled wine. I'm done with my mulled wine.
You can wait. In my
This is
a Cloverbird owl bag. This is my medium bag that Davina got me for Christmas this year with her owl that she gave me, which I think is adorable. And this is the awesome hat from the Divine Hat pattern by Sarah Arnold. And this is a very popular free pattern. And I had it in my queue. I was putting it off because I thought that I wasn't ready for it. And then GoJen from the GoJen podcast, who's Jennifer.
Mom, you're ready for any crochet.
Yes, I know. She said that she did it and it only took her like no time at all. Like, well, let me check
it only
out.
took her no time at all?
Yeah.
Is that a measurable amount of time?
It's a technical term. Get with the program. Anyway, Jennifer, thank you. GoJen. This is the Divine Hat. And it's got like 6,000 people doing this, so, and 1,000 queues. I ran out of yarn because I used the Caron Windtuck, which is discontinued yarn.
Does GoJen have a dash?
No. I ran out of yarn. I ran out of the blue. I think I was in the middle of a row when I had to pull it out. And I had this much left of the Windtuck. And the Windtuck apparently has 140 or 150 yards. I finally found it on Ravelry, but it's a discontinued yarn. So I had the blue and I had this gray in Windtuck as well.
Which I think is very nice.
So that's the hat. Look at this. I never thought I could do something like that. Isn't that awesome? I just love it. It's a free pattern.
It's really pretty.
It's called...
And it's very warm.
It is very warm. And you can make it as slouchy as you want. I just did it as written. I did go down a hook size for both the brim and the... for the brim and for the body. So instead of using the J and the H, I used an I and a G hook. The G for the band and the bigger hook for the actual hat. And I think it looks really nice, and it's warm. I wish I had done this one earlier because it is nice and warm.
And it's just in time for spring.
It's so pretty. I like it. I think I'm going to be making more of these. It only took me, I guess if I had sat down and did it maybe 4 hours, you know. It's a really quick project. It makes a nice gift. I was so disappointed. Somebody did a cowl to match this, got permission and everything. It's a free pattern, and it's only in Italian.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm going to get a hold of the designer because she speaks English because she has everything written in English. I was like, can you please, 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 please put this in English? Because I think it would make a dynamite Christmas set or something.
You could also go on Google Translate.
I don't trust that for the patterns. That's why I didn't do it. But I'm going to ask her if she can get it translated in English, because I think it would be great to make a set for the Christmas table
Right.
and for gifts or for charity. And if it's a sewn together cowl, then I can also elongate it and make it a scarf.
Right.
So this was really fun. I enjoyed this immensely. And that's my sew.
Okay, I guess next is royalties.
We have royalties.
Yes, we do.
We do have royalties.
Royalties plus prizes.
Yes. Let's start with that first.
Which?
Or let's start. You want to start with the one that we bought first, and then go
Yeah.
into that? Because Taya and I. Well, Taya got contacted by Scano, which is
on
Twitter,
Twitter,
which is a new yarn company.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it last time. Everything for the podcast goes automatically to Twitter, as does I can send some of my Instagram stuff. So I got befriended by Scano, and they had offered me a sale, and I picked up that the yarn that I picked up on sale is actually still needs to come in because they had dyed.
They had to dye more, but that's one of the members that we were saying we weren't sure who it was, and the person that we ordered from that's I'll get to that later. Let's just see what we got first. This is discontinued. I'm sorry to say. There is some left. This is their shimmer silk.
And we believe it's DK. It doesn't say on them.
I think it's a DK weight. It doesn't look like a fingering. Taya got the Aida. It's got Italian names.
You know, you should have checked when you pulled up the picture, Mom. When you pulled up the picture on the...
I did. I don't think it says.
Does it?
I'll go back and check later. We'll put it in if I find out. This is their shimmer silk. It is...
We each got...
Shimmer silk.
Shimmer silk.
Yes. Silk.
Shimmer silk. Like a shimmer snake.
Yes.
That was a Star Wars reference. It was in The Young Jedi with Jason and Jaina. I forget which book it was. I only had one of their books.
Yeah, I forget which one it was.
And Jason had a shimmer snake. But anyway.
But they have Italian. I believe it's a German company based in Germany. But all the yarns are named after Italian ladies, and at least the ones that we were looking at. And I think they're out of Florida. But let's see. The box came from Missouri, so I don't know. It's awesome.
But
very soft.
I got the Ada,
and I got the Tosca.
But the other yarn, the one that I had ordered that on the sale, that was not named after any ladies.
Well, yes, it's Sophie.
Yours might have, but mine was
no.
Like,
the whole base is Sophia base. That I looked it up.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
The bases are named after?
I think it's the bases because the colors. This is Tosca, but it's a shimmer silk. I believe we'll have to go back and look. It's a new company, so we're still a little sketchy on the details.
This is very soft.
It is. That's the Ada.
And this is very lovely. It's got some gold, a brownish color, some orange, very autumnal, some yellow.
And this is mine. I had originally Travali Fountain, the fountain in Italy. And they didn't have the 3 that I wanted. So he called. This is customer service. He called me and told me personally what was going on, asked me what I wanted to do. So I ordered 3 of these, which is the Tosca, and it's also
because most companies will send you an email
or something. He called, and he checked up on the order that we have coming in, and this one here, and he said, I have to dye the order. It's going to be a little late. Is that okay? I said, yeah, that's fine. He said, I'm going to send you a little something extra. And here comes our stash enhancement that is going to benefit you guys.
Yes.
Because this customer service is fantastic, the yarn is fantastic. We want to share the love a little bit. He sent us 2 skeins of yarn.
Yes. This looks like it's almost a colorway that I picked up.
It's very close.
It's a fuzzy version. So it would make a fun toy.
And we don't know what the yardage is.
We don't know what the yardage is. We don't know what the weight is. But it's very soft.
It is extremely soft. Very, very soft. It feels almost like there's silk in it.
Yeah,
or something.
It really does look like a fuzzy version.
And it might be, yeah, it's kind of like a fun fur, but more so. It's very pretty.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's very soft.
So this is,
someone like Maureen could do something really special with that.
Yes. So don't have very much information about this. It's very soft. The colors are beautiful, and it's very fuzzy.
So that will be one of the prizes from Skeino, and it's Skeino. And then this one they sent is called...
this one's very lovely. It's like autumn or something.
This one's called Autumn, and it is 100% merino, fingering single. It's 400 yards. It's a gentle machine wash, color and light fast. And this is very similar to what I ordered, you can see. And we just thought that we want to get his name out there, we want to get the shop out there, and we want you to benefit from his generosity to us.
Yes.
This is beautiful yarn. It is look at the greens and the golds and the purples. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's rust.
And that'll be part of the autism awareness.
This will be for the autism awareness. It is very, very soft. Someone is going to really enjoy working with this. So we have 2 extra prizes. This is courtesy of Skeino.
Yes.
And check out their website. They still have some of the shimmer yarn. You have to scroll down a little on their webpage. I think it's skeino.com.
I can't remember. I think so. That would make sense.
Yeah, I think it's Skeino. If you put Skeino, Skeino, in the search engine, it'll come up. And if you look, it's kind of, when you look at their yarns, you have to go down a little bit, and you'll see it says shimmer something. They still have a few left. My Chavati fountain is all gone now. They only had 2, and I needed 3, so I got this instead. Beautiful stuff, and we're looking forward to getting the stuff that Taya ordered, because Taya ordered something really beautiful for herself and something for me that I didn't know. So that should be hopefully here next week. So that's that.
Okay. I told you about the tutorial for Franciscan Gypsy Designs. It's in the same area that you can get the Penoka Needle stuff. It'll just show up as another episode, even though it doesn't have an episode number or anything.
Yeah.
It even has at the beginning our picture, just a tutorial over the top of it.
And I'm not even in it. It's just Talia.
Yeah. I did in the middle of the night.
I wasn't getting up for that.
It was very much of a whim. Yeah. It only needed one person. Let's see, autobiography. Still been doing a lot of Josh Groban music. Great courses. I am in the 5th disc of my 6-disc set for my World War I lectures. So I've been very much enjoying that. After World War I, I'll be heading to World War II, which actually goes in nicely into what else I'm reading. Still reading the Heritage Shannara series. We just started Talismans.
I'm about 6 or 7 chapters in.
I'm about to head into the 4th chapter. The reason I've been going a little slower, though, is in line with the World War I and II thing I've been doing. I didn't get around to watching Scarlet and the Black last night because I was watching my World War I class. I'm going to try to watch it tonight. But I picked up a couple books on World War II. One is Studs Terkel's The Good War. It's the one in the center. And that's...
Daddy used to have that. I think he still has it.
He couldn't find his physical copy.
Oh, he couldn't.
He was the one who suggested this
book
to me.
He likes Studs Terkel.
And it's an oral history of World War II. And basically it has a bunch of interviews, a bunch of first-hand accounts of people who were in World War II. It's very interesting. I finished the intro and the 1st chapter. And then also, I remember this book from when I was in high school. I wrote a paper on Pope Pius XII, who was the Pope during World War II. I was writing actually a defense of him. I read several books. One was against him, and that was called Hitler's Pope. I actually don't remember very much about that book. I must not have liked it very much. The one I remember, and I picked up for Kindle because I can't find my original book, is Hitler, the War, and the Pope by Ronald J. Reichlach. I remember because he's a lawyer who's writing it, and actually I didn't realize that Pope Pius not only Did he go to seminary and became a priest? He then went back to school. He had his doctorate in theology or philosophy, I can't remember which, but he went back to school and got his doctorate in law.
Was it law or canon law?
Canon law.
Yeah.
He came from a whole family of lawyers. But, so this is Hitler, the War and the Pope. This is the 2010 edition. The one I used in high school was the 2000 edition. And the thing that struck me about this book when I was in high school, and I think I'll get more out of it now, the thing that struck me about this book in high school was the fact that they had a lot of evidence from Jews who had experienced the Holocaust, who were like, no, this is how much he helped us. And the intro in this edition is from a Jewish rabbi who was like, well, I'm not Catholic, I never intend to be Catholic or whatever, but I believe in justice, and this is a man who needs to be defended for how much he helped the Jews during World War II. So it's written by a lawyer, and it's a very factual defense of Pope Pius XII.
Not dry?
No, not thus far. I remember enjoying it in high school, which says something, because I don't remember half of the stuff I read in high school that I had to read for school.
Now, Dan got me interested in a couple of books. I think the one that he called The Wall.
Yes, that one I do have. I just have not read it more than one chapter.
I want to read that. I'm very interested in
it. Is called The Wall by Alistair Moffat,
right.
Rome's Greatest Frontier.
And I want to pick that one up. There are a couple of things I saw when I looked for that one that looked really interesting that I want to pick up, too. I love history. I just haven't had a chance to read it. Right now I've got a book that I'm reading by Francis de Sales. So between that and my other reading, the fantasy book that we're reading and some other stuff, I don't have time to pick up another book, but I would like to pick that one up relatively soon so I have it available. I posted a prompt for writing for the C.H. Percolator group and the Writer's Voice, and I did a little editing on my novel, but not a whole lot. And I think it was Sandra, Googly Eyes Yarn, that asked me about a beta reader. Sandra, if you could re-message me. I don't know where that message is. I don't know if it's at the bottom of my queue. I don't know if you did it on YouTube. If you can re-message me, I didn't intend to ignore it. I just don't know where it is, and I'm afraid if I go down my messages, I'll never get to it. So if you still want to do that, I need to know, if that's something you still are interested in doing, and then I can get back to you when I hear from you. I did about a little shy of 500 words to the shared story, so it's not a whole lot, but we've done some brainstorming, which is good. Anything else?
No, and I can hear mumblings from the other room.
Yeah.
So they're like, man, they're still doing this.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long this has been.
It's about an hour and a half.
So we should probably be closing this up. It's coming into Holy Week. I have to think about Easter meal. My husband decided he wants a turkey, so we're going to have kind of a modified Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. So we wish you all a blessed week, full of your knitting, crocheting, dyeing, weaving, spinning, whatever it is you like to do.
I'm going to be working Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. So if I get behind on the threads, that's why when I work 3 in a row, or even when I'm on my work stretch at all, I don't get a lot on Ravelry. I might peek to see what's going on, so you might see that I've been on recently, but I don't respond to much of anything because it's basically I go to work, I go to bed, I go to work for like 3 days straight.
And I will do my best to keep up, although you know that I tend to do it in clumps because I have time that I can do that way. So we wish you a very blessed week, full of every good thing, and we thank you for joining us. If you are still in the shadows, please come out and join us officially so you can have all the fun and have a chance to win all the prizes. Autism Awareness coming up. Sweater Long winding down. Thank you for staying with us. This is Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 147? 147?
Yes.
And that's a wrap.